All right, now back to our top story. President Trump is meeting with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo less than an hour from now in the Oval Office, as he and his administration are hinting that summit with North Korea could be back on one day after he pulled out of the meeting. Here's Defense Secretary Jim Mattis.
Got possibly some good news on the Korea summit, where our diplomats can pull it off, may have it back on even. Our president just sent out a note about that a few moments ago. I want to let you all know.
Let's bring in our power panel. Kevin McCullough is a radio host with Salem Media, and Adrienne Elrod is a former Hillary Clinton campaign director of strategic communications. Thanks to both of you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Adrienne, what do you make of this? Back off, back on again?
Look, what I make of it is this has been a very erratic approach that President Trump has taken on North Korea since the very beginning, when he was tweeting Little Rocket Man to where he is now. So it's not a surprise, of course, that it almost looked like things were going too easy, like it was too easy to get to where they were, right? Yeah. So this is not a surprise, but at the same time, look, I want him to succeed, okay? Every single American should want President Trump to succeed. There's a lot of things I don't want him to succeed at, as in his immigration policy. Yeah. This is not one of them.
Kevin, I mean, in a lot of ways, we've tried the other approach, the very steady, straightforward diplomat. It's not worked. Both parties have tried to be fair and haven't made any progress with North Korea. So mixing it up probably makes sense at this point, do you think?
Well, your question was this approach of going to the table and coming away from the table. I don't think Trump's ever left the table. I think he's there. The letter was just part of the strategy. It's all... This is his boardroom. He's working the ultimate deal, and he's not afraid to say, I'll let it rot, and make the other side think that he's really serious about it. And note how quickly it brought North Korea last night and today, with statements coming out going, well, maybe we can still work out something.
It is really interesting. It's a lot of insight into who we're dealing with here when they talk about calling and them not showing up and not returning the phone call. You know, there are other countries that we deal with on a diplomatic mission wouldn't behave in this way, but this really is a different country that we're dealing with than who we're used to normally negotiating with.
And of course, President Trump would be the first United States president to sit down with Kim Jong-un and have this conversation. Again, we want him to succeed, but you've got to have a thorough diplomatic approach. So I do hope that he goes back with his team of advisors and comes back at this with a very well thought out plan that is not, one of the things that I read this morning that was leaked, I think, from the White House was that he was thinking about winging it during this meeting. Well, that's a concern of mine. Like, he needs to go in with his national security advisor, with Secretary Mattis, with his entire team, and say, let's come at this with a thorough diplomatic approach that we all agree may work.
But Mike Pompeo addressed that. I mean, he was right in front of, it was just a day or two ago that he was right in front of lawmakers, and he said, obviously we have gone through every single strategy. We have done that from day one. We are rocking and rolling. We are fully prepared. And he was, laughing at / insulted by, it seemed, this idea that they're not prepared. I mean, he immediately debunked that. Do you think he's not credible on that level as someone? I mean, look at his record.
I think from the very beginning, you mentioned Rocket Man. I think that was all part of the strategy. This is a long-term arc that he's playing. And the real unknown factor in all of this is what China's intentions are. China wants us out of the region. They want us out of Japan. They want us out of South Korea. That's what their definition of denuclearizing the zone looks like.
Yeah, get America out.
We're not going to play that game. Yeah. And I think yesterday, with the letter, Trump was as much redefining what the rules are going to be about this negotiation as he was anything else. In other words, you're not pulling one over on us. We're going to take care of business.
We had a congressman at the beginning of the show who said the best we could hope for was a pause for 20 years on nukes from them. You think that's good enough? No?
I mean, I think we actually need to have a real strategy here. Yeah. I don't think that's good
I thought that was an insane comment by the congressman.
Kind of insane. All right, guys. Thank you so much.